this is what I have. Jerusalem reaches out for help, but no one comforts her. Regarding his people Israel, the Lord has said, let their neighbors be their enemies, let them be thrown away like a filthy rag. The reason I chose that one is because...
where you have it there and where I'm actually looking at my... This one more is a comfort zone to me than a comfort.
You hit the nail on the head. Do you need a hammer?
Oh, there's the head. And why I say that is because the way it looks, Zion is stretching out, mind the Jerusalem, Zion, the same, stretching out her hand, but there is no one to comfort her. And then it comes back, the Lord has decreed for Jacob and his neighbors to become to his foes.
Yeah, I see where you're going with
and
this.
Jerusalem has become unclean things among them. And Jerusalem has been where the comfort zone is the people of the Israelites are having to come back to that, and with what the word of God from them, and going into from Jacob and the Israelites said, coming back into Jerusalem with the Jews, with that Jewish population, where they had somewhat changed. They need, the Israelites coming through, trying to get them to come into with them. They're going to have to outstretch themselves. Those people will have to outstretch. And that's going outside their comfort zone.
I got nothing to say to that because you nailed it right on the head. Anybody got any other comments on that one?
No.
Dad, you get any for the day?
I was like, I'm glad he understood that one. Okay.
I'm just saying, when I read mine first, it's the way it was saying. It didn't look like, but then thinking, okay, the comfort word was in there and all that, but yet, at times listening and hearing two different versions of that verse can play to help some of that.
Okay.
You're up, Ma.
Jiggly and everything. And hopefully the right verse this time, right?
1 Corinthians 14, verse 3.
Okay. On the other hand, he who prophesies speaks to men for their upbuilding and encouragement and consolation.
What's another word for consolation?
Comfort.
Okay. Is this a comfort verse or is this a comfort zone verse?
I think it's more of a comfort verse because it talks about more of saying something to you to build you up and make you feel better and making you feel more comfortable versus this is my little box and I'm staying in it type of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you hit it, again, you hit it right on the head. It's kind of like somebody... Sorry, Dad. It's kind of like somebody that has a cave. And their comfort zone is inside that cave. Don't laugh, but I bet you if we put a toilet, a refrigerator, and a TV in that cave, that person would probably never come out.
If they can help it.
But what it boils down to is talking with other people, even if you have no idea what you're saying, can still be a comfort to them.
And as far as comfort zones for me, if you know what I'm saying, is coming out of leaving Oregon, leaving everything that I knew, whether or not I fully wanted to on all accounts, but
We'll talk later.
It's been, for lack of better words, and no pun intended, but a long, hard road, 1,300 miles later. But it's been, except for my kiddos, it's been worth it.
Dad, any comments?
I'm somewhat of an agreement, but then if you read further on, it becomes more towards comfort zone. But with just that straight verse, it's more for enlightening and edifying and comfort to being able to talk to people doing that. And you're comforting people, but when it goes down further in there, it talks about I prefer you to do this over this type thing. In the prophesy instead of edify type thing. Then you're stretching into a comfort zone for the
Right.
person.
Okay. I guess I'm up. My
And
verses
that's
are
Dick
2 Corinthians chapter 1 verses 4 through 7.
What?
2 Corinthians
Second two chapter 1?
yeah,
I have
chapter 1
Chronicles.
verses 4 through 7. He comforts us in all our troubles so that we can comfort others when they are troubled. We will be able to give them the same comfort God has given us. For the more we suffer for Christ, the more God will shower us with His comfort through Christ. Even when we are weighted down with troubles, it is for your comfort and salvation. For when we ourselves are comforted, we will certainly comfort you. Then you can patiently endure the same things we suffer. To me, this is a straight comfort verse because of the fact, and I see that look in Dad's eyes, so it's probably going to be fun. Because of the fact is that it reaffirms. It's a reaffirmation verse of the salvation. Christ dying on the cross, raising again in 3 days, etc., etc., etc. It reaffirms that. It really just, when I read this, I don't think it really talks about comfort zone as much as it does comfort, like I was saying, because it reaffirms what we've been taught about Christ, how He died on the cross, rose again, etc., etc., etc. Now, Dad, since I seen that twinkle in your eye, what's on your mind?
I'm actually, to a point agreeing, but I think it's actually a combination of both. This one does actually have a combination of both. Where you have reaffirming, but I think it's part due to where my translation in verse 6.
Go for it.
It says, "If we are distressed, it is your comfort and salvation." Being in distress, you're stretching your comfort zone.
Too far.
Mm-hmm. So you're stepping out of your comfort zone. But you need to be stepping out. You're being distressed, you're stepping out. But realize the comfort with God is there. Type thing. So I'm just saying it's a little. To me, it's got both. It's somewhat of both in this.
Okay, I'll give you that.